The Ethical Fashion Room podcast is about exploring sustainability and ethical production from an inside industry perspective. Come and join us as we share insights and knowledge so you can make an informed decision when creating your sustainable label. Meet our host, Edwina Huang.
So this week, we are so happy and honored to have Dr. Gabriella Walek be with us in our EFR. So let me just give a quick introduction. Dr. Gabby Walek, she is the president of the National Fashion League in Hungary associations. Through these organizations, she's been able to help a lot of the members, promoters, and collaborators to find out opportunities to increase their sustainability, sustainable, ethical, and environmental awareness in the fashion scene. Now, she has an extensive network with producers, buyers, experts within EU and also outside of EU. And she's been able to host several global sustainable fashion week in Budapest, which I personally love. And on top of that, you know what? She is also the amazing country coordinator for Fashion Revolutions, where she was able to invite the founder to the event and highlights the work, the trends, and the meaning behind the fashion industry. So let's welcome Dr. Gabriella Walek. Hi, Gabby.
Hello, nice to see you.
Nice to see your beautiful face and your sunshine smile. It's just lovely. Well, thank you so much for accepting our invitations. We would love to, have you share some of your insights with us. So maybe perhaps can you start telling us a little bit more about how what you're doing and maybe what your daily role with Fashion Revolutions be like in an overall sense?
Yes, it is my very nice engagement in the fashion revolution because I am the country coordinator in Hungary among around 100 different countries. So it is a nice role. Since 2017, I have been working as country coordinator. Ursula de Castro and Carrie Summers, maybe you heard about these lovely ladies founded the Fashion Revolution in response to the Rana Plaza accident. And it was a very, very important message that the fashion and the textile industry has to be changed because something is going wrong. And in Bangladesh, many people died, and due to the fact that the social responsibility, also the well-being and the social care was not secured in the factories. And the other side, a lot of fast fashion company can earn and make a big profit from the work of such poor people who cannot earn enough, and the social care is not in the focus. So now the idea has since grown into the world's largest fashion activism campaign, and we are very proud to be a part of this. We have a so-called core team. The team members have a good practice in different fields like marketing, branding, social media, and so on. And together we try to catch the different levels and segments of the fashion industry in Hungary. It means we start with a very simple question: who made your clothes? Who made my clothes? And it means that we have to check where it was made, how it was made, how is the impact of this production to the earth and to your environment. And it is starting this question. Also the young people are very curious what they have to buy, what what is the impact of your buying. And it is very important, because when you see that a lot of young people are buying 5 different t-shirts and a lot of things in the fast fashion shops, they do not consider whether they have a negative negative impact on the earth. But this is a very interesting approach to the fashion, that we have to explain, and we have to educate the people why it is necessary to be conscious also in their own dressing. Because nowadays you buy a lot of natural and herbal things, and it is normal. But how do you, what do you buy for your clothing? It is another step. So now our daily routine is that I contact my core team. Many volunteers, young people are involved in this work, and we have just launched a campaign. This is an educational campaign, Fashion for Environment. This is a title, Dress More Ecologically. And through this campaign, we would like to start a project when we involve the young, very young people. It means that children, like from 13 years old children, and we explain a lot of topics about the fashion industry, what is the negative impact of the fashion industry on the earth, on the environment. We are discussing about the ethical and also the sustainable fashion, but in their own language, you know. So we have to start sometimes from zero, the basis information, and we would like to create ebook, because the white paper is the most important, like the Bible of the fashion revolution. Yeah. So we translate it in Hungarian, but we would like to make podcasts, small videos. Also, we would like to raise the creativeness of the young people, because the upcycling, recycling, and also to amend or to repair the clothing is very important, not only to throw out. Yeah. So I think that we have a very good expert. She is the educational coordinator in the Fashion Revolution, and she is also a teacher and also a designer. So she made also a very nice thematical material, so that how we approach to the whole issue. And just now, this is a fundraising campaign, and we kindly ask the Hungarian people to help us, because our background is the National Fashion League Hungary is a non-profit organization, and it is not easy to finalize everything from our own sources. So this is my daily work, to meet online the team and also the volunteers, and we would like to push in the social media this concept. And we are preparing our campaign. The campaign week will be in April this year. And we have different programs. If we can manage to organize some smaller programs at site, maybe in the province, not only in Budapest, it would be great. But we would like to organize a lot of online webinars, workshops, meetings. So this is our plan now.
I like it. And it seems that, you know, through this kind of educational steps, people don't think that, hey, it's a norm that a t-shirt costs $2.
Yeah.
You know, it's you know, I still remember back in the day, and I said it before as well, like the clothing from my parents' generation, they always like to say, oh, it looks really nice, try it again, you know, you fit it really well. But what I now think back and I'm amazed is that how come the clothing from that generation can pass it on to generation after generation, but our clothing from my generation can never happen? It's just too easy to break. So that, you know, obviously you have a price tag, you have the, you know, the hard components where people really tailor made it and then really fit it really well, and then the actual craftsmanship was actually much more better than nowadays. So I really like the fact that you know, you do it one step at a time to educate in different segment, different age group, for them to understand what is actually needed in the space.
Yes.
How about the current fashion industry? How do you think it has been changing right now? I mean, obviously sustainable fashion has been really catching up in the space. So, you know, how do you think it's changing right now? And, you know, do you think the speed is in line with your expectations and what you're seeing in fashion revolution as well?
So I think that it is a must to be much more sustainable, because if we would like to think our resources, also the ecological problems all over the world, or the climate issues and so on. So we have to consider what will be better for us to as a customer, as also a brand owner. And I think that anyhow, the circumstances, what are coming, and also the COVID is a good example. Maybe it can slow down a little the production, to consider to buy less, don't to the overconsumption and the overproduction is not a way in which way we have to go forward. So I think that we have to reduce a little the production, but we have to consider what we produce. And in this, when we ask the companies and the big brands, because the transparency is very important in the fashion revolution, ask the brand where, how they produce. And then when the big fashion brands and also the fast fashion companies are considered, what kind of new sustainable process can be involved also in the production, what kind of new material they can use which are much more sustainable, then change is coming. Because if the big brands, and we see the example, the big brands say that we would like to be much more sustainable, also the others can follow them. And when the customers say, and it is very important, the change is not expected only from the industry owners and from the big brands, but also we can expect change from the customers as well. Then this is also what we teach to the young generation in the fashion revolution, that you have to say no. If you see that this is from polyester, this is from different from a material which is made by such a process, when you see that there are a lot of chemicals and so on, do not buy it. It doesn't against the fast fashion, because fast fashion companies have some trials. Greenwashing is another question, but they have also some new sustainable materials. You can see also the corner when there are also such kind of products available which are sustainable. The special materials like the bio-cotton, also the tencel, also the other things, so that you can find other type of products which are not the so-called cheap and not sustainable products. But it is not a quick change. It is not a quick change in the industry. So step by step, but we as a customer have a role to push a little these companies. And also, in my opinion, nowadays, when somebody at blacklist, for example, of the Greenpeace, that they use a lot of chemicals, it is something what can push also the companies take care of the environment issues. They have to follow a much more circular fashion concept and so on. So something is changing, and also the COVID helped in these considerations.
Yeah.
Because the system is not good in the fashion and textile industry. And this concept and also the whole attitude should be changed, and also we need power, and also the young generation has a power to make some change in the industry. And also the resources. It is a big question, because many brands have the problem that they should remain in the competition. And when they use much more sustainable fabrics, for example, it has a higher price. So the end price will be higher. And also the big companies who has big resources, they can take part in researches, for example, to find new materials. And so it is a question of cost and resources. So this is not easy for the smaller companies, but the bigger companies, like the fast fashion companies, should show some good examples and to try to push the industry in a better, sustainable way. They have the role and they have the responsibility, because they earn a lot. They have to reinvest a little in the researches and so on. This would be their duty, to help to the industry to be much more circular, much more sustainable, and to go to a better way.
Interesting you said that, because I know H&M has a H&M Foundation, which they invest in research and also technologies that does the recycling and so on and so forth. They only they're not only investing in that aspect, also other aspect as well. But I also hear some skepticism in the market, in the market, or actually in the industry, where brands is hesitant to use the technology which is funded by H&M, because hey, I mean, I understand where they come from, and I can be completely wrong. They could have think that, why am I the initiative is great, but if I use the technology, does that mean they're my competitor and I'm giving my money to my competitor? So that's kind of
I understand.
Yeah, no, there's this things is in the air in the industry.
But also in the denim production, there are also such new solutions and that they reduce the water, for example, and the dyeing process and so on. And as I see that there are competitors, but they can help globally to find a solution to reduce this kind of problems of the negative impact of the environment. So anyhow, I understand that it is not easy, but if there is a new investment for research, the others, and the research institutes, this is a question whether they can do something for us. So if they are independent or they can get much more support from the government or from each countries, they should have a good role in this process. But it is a question whether they have enough money to do it alone without help, without the supporting of these big companies. Yeah,
that's right.